Hey guys, it is Garrett Stewart with Command Consult, and for today's video I wanted to go over creating a Facebook ad when the listing is either not live in the MLS or maybe you can't find it yet. It hasn't syndicated over to the command back end of the KWLS. So what can you do in this situation? So maybe it's a coming soon, you just wanted to start advertising it a day or two before it came on the market, whatever that is. Basically, this is a situation where it's not in the KWLS to create a Facebook ad. So obviously, to create a Facebook ad, we're going to go over to campaigns. And from the campaigns, we're going to go ahead and hit create a new campaign. And we're still going to do a social ad. We'll do an ad. We'll just type in an address. And we'll just, that's normally what I do for my Facebook ads. I'll just type in the address if I'm advertising a listing. And then I'll still put advertise a listing. That's my goal. And I'll still choose, if I'm running Facebook, and Instagram, or whatever that is. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit setup campaign. Now, you'll get to here and you're like, oh no, it doesn't show up in here. So what happens next? Well, obviously check and make sure if it's supposed to be on there, make sure you switch it to all listings to make sure it is not just didn't get connected to your name. That does happen at times, and so once you type it in, it might show up if it's supposed to be live in there. But if it's still not showing up, then all you got to do, we'll just hit the little X right there, and then we can leave this part blank. We don't have to have a listing on here to do an ad. We'll put in the normal ad copy of just listed or coming soon, whatever that is. Now just keep in mind, if you do coming soon, and if the ad goes into after it goes live on the market, it's gonna say coming soon even while it's live on the market. So just keep that in mind if it's coming soon, or say just listed, however you want to put it. So just keep that in mind. So you would go through there, put the main copy, headline, description, put all of that in there like you normally would with a Facebook ad. Now, configure ad media. Now this is the part where you are gonna get held up for an extra second, because normally you would probably have the pictures populated in from when you had it selected from the listing. Well, good news. You can just hit select media for this campaign, hit add images, and upload your own images right here. So, or you could even create designs and browse the design library to upload it if you had them in there. But in most cases, I just want the pictures uploaded. So I'm just gonna hit that. I'm gonna go to desktop to my listing. Let's see, well, where is it? Alrighty, so there we go. Go to pics, and then I can just pick, maybe I want, the front photo first. So I just go ahead and hit select on that. Oh, and then this is one little trick as well. So it does have to be a little or smaller size to it. So if that does happen, here's a little trick too. You see, it had to be under 3 megabytes. So we're just gonna go, reduce image size. I can't remember. I think it's JPEG, but just go ahead and just search. I think tiny PNG is one of my favorites. That's not the one I use. Any of these are going to work though, pretty much. Just make sure you don't have to pay anything. There's lots of free ones out there, and it's just gonna compress the image a little bit to get it to the size you want. So then we'll go ahead and obviously it's 16.88, and normally you want to shoot for a under 3 megabytes. So in that case, then you would just go ahead and reduce that. Obviously it needs to be like a little bit less of a size. So let's just go ahead and do 50%. And then we'll go ahead and resize. We'll see what this does, and we'll see what the final size is. Look at that, 1.68 megabytes. We can download it, and it's going to look and be perfect. So, okay, so we've done that. Now we can go ahead and go back into here and go into the downloads now. So there it is. It's obviously it fits now. We could preview and crop and see it looks just as fine. It's just a little bit more compressed. That's absolutely fine. Still looks good. So I would just go and select that area, hit save image, and there we go. Now I would just repeat that process for the other images. Obviously, if this picture is too big, likely the rest are too big. So you can actually bulk do that on here. By the way, you can add multiple images at a time. So you just select which ones you want and upload it at that time. So you would just do that, go through that process, and then we'd go to configure ad. We'd select the page you want, and then from there, if we're still doing the Facebook lead gen form, if you want leads, make sure that's selected. And then finally, where are we sending them to? So this is the big issue as well, where I see people, like, where do I send them to if it's not on my KW agent website yet? I can't make a landing page for it yet. Especially if it's coming soon, you can't have that yet. So what can you do? Well, here's a quick little trick that you can do to have a destination URL. So we're going to actually go over to designs. I'm going to open up a new tab so we can keep this open. So you can go into designs. We'll go ahead and open a new one and we'll just do print. We don't need to import text from a listing because we don't have to, it's not in KWLS yet. And it's going to load into designs for us. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do listing, for sale, and I can just do a standard flyer here. And then I could just figure out which for sale flyer I like. I want something with a few images on it. So we'll go ahead and go into, well, let's just say this one. It's going to open up into this tab. Now this flyer is literally going to be a URL. This is what we're creating. And then we're going to obviously go into images and upload our own images. So, and we could go ahead and use those smaller ones that we had created and just upload those one at a time. So not a big deal there. It takes just a couple extra steps. But we could just drop that in there. Now here's my suggestion here. I would do a couple other pictures that you were advertising it on the Facebook page, on the Facebook ad, because why send it to something where it's the same exact pictures? Obviously you've got the details on here, but maybe have the front image still on there, but with a couple other pictures. And I might put the front picture as one of the smaller ones and maybe like the kitchen or something else that's more featured on here. Once you do that, obviously we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace the text and all that. Here's a little trick as well. If you ever input an image on here and it's a little bit blurry, just hit that file save button and then there it goes. It pops in. It's a lot clearer. Anyway, we'd go in and edit all this information. Obviously update our headshot, all in there. We could go into, my library if I wanted, my headshot there, whatever it is. And we're just going to go ahead and update that. Now, let's say it's all done. We finished it. Let's do it. We're going to do just listed flyer internet. Okay. So now it's saved as that. Now we're actually at the share button. Here's the cool part. We're going to share this project and we're going to copy this link. So now watch what happens. I'll just reopen it over this. And look at that. So basically that website is going to land them right on here on an information page about your listing. You can input all the info on there. You upload the photos. You obviously know everything about the property. And just from there, you have a for sale flyer that you can send them to. So we could actually just put this as the destination URL. So we'll go ahead and we'll just say that's good. We'll save ad and it does take. So just like that, we'd go through the process. And once we obviously had added all our ad text and everything into that campaign for the Facebook ad, we'd be able to publish it and it could go out for the next day, sometimes a little bit earlier if it gets approved sooner. So that's a cool little trick for you to learn to, if you're missing your, your listing is not in KWLS yet, whether it's coming soon or just hasn't syndicated yet. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any other questions or want to see more of my videos, you can always go check it out at commandconsult.com and click on this little video tab right here where you can learn more about tips and trainings within Command. So hope you guys enjoy. Have an awesome day.